While trying to calm his daughter down, the man noticed something strange. The water she had accidentally spilled on the floor suddenly split in two and rushed off in opposite directions. He quickly put his daughter down and crouched for a closer look. Then he brought over another glass of water and poured it onto the floor. To his surprise, the water once again separated and rapidly flowed to both sides. That was when Theo remembered the drafting triangle in his pocket. He immediately pulled it out and measured the angle between the wall and the floor. What he discovered was even more disturbing. Different sections of the exact same wall were off by several degrees. Determined to figure out what was happening, Theo found a tape measure. First, he measured the width of the living room from the inside. Then he went outside and measured the house again from the same direction. The exterior was a full 5 feet narrower than the interior. Even his daughter could tell there was something seriously wrong with the house. With all his knowledge of physics, Theo still had no way to explain it. He told his daughter to go back and put on her coat. But what happened next was even more bizarre. Theo clearly watched her put on her coat and walk through the door on the other side of the room. Yet when he followed her, she was gone. At first, Theo assumed she was playing hide and seek with him. But when he entered the room, he found her coat lying on the floor. He searched the entire house, from downstairs all the way up to the bedrooms, but his daughter was nowhere to be found. Then her voice suddenly echoed through the dark hallway. That was when Theo truly began to panic. But where exactly was his daughter? To understand that, we have to go back a few days. Theo was a wealthy retired engineer with almost nothing to do in his daily life. His wife, Susanna, was 20 years younger than him. She was a struggling actress who mainly appeared in low-budget action movies. Their huge age difference had always made Theo feel insecure. Whenever he went to the film set to pick her up, he would hear things that made him deeply uncomfortable. After all, he was getting older. He could never be as young or physically powerful as the men Susanna fought alongside in her movies. Theo constantly worried that Susanna might look down on him because of it. Hoping to make his wife happy, Theo rented a luxurious house on top of a mountain through the internet. Before long, he drove there with Susanna and their daughter. Susanna was extremely pleased with the house. The only problem was the terrible cell reception. She was worried she might miss an important message about work. Their young daughter, meanwhile, excitedly ran from room to room. She even said she wanted to live there forever. But later that very night, the girl was sitting alone on her bed, playing with shadows on the wall. Just as she was enjoying herself, the shadow of a stranger suddenly appeared behind her. Theo walked in moments later, and his presence immediately put her at ease. She assumed the strange shadow had simply been her father playing a joke on her. Theo tucked her into bed and then returned to his own bedroom. The alarm clock read 10:29 p.m. Susanna asked him to turn off the lights downstairs while he was up. Theo went downstairs, switched them off, and came straight back. But when he returned to the bedroom, it was somehow already after 3 in the morning. Susanna was fast asleep. When she woke up, she said she had just had a nightmare. Then she asked Theo where he had been for so long. Theo was completely confused. She was the one who had asked him to go downstairs and turn off the lights. Now she was questioning him as though he had disappeared for hours. Although his mind was filled with doubts, Theo suppressed his anger and went to sleep. The next morning, Theo woke with a start from a nightmare of his own. It was already 10:46. Susanna had left him a note saying she had taken their daughter out for a walk. As part of his usual routine, Theo wrote in his journal every morning. He recorded everything that had happened to him that day. But after writing only a few sentences, his pen suddenly ran out of ink. His train of thought was completely broken. Frustrated, Theo threw the pen aside. With no other choice, he drove to a nearby store